Okay, so here's the deal. We wanted to do the dissolving in the eggshell in vinegar project because we thought it would be cool to find out if we could find a way to make the egg membrane stronger by soaking in something for a couple of days. So we got all scientific about this and looked up all the information we could find on what the compounds are that make up the egg membrane.
After finding out what the composition of the membrane was, which is that, we looked up all the big words I just showed you, and we were left with these.
Which brings to our new and not over our head experiment.
We like the whole dissolving an eggshell idea, and so wanted to see just how strong the membrane was. We have came up with this plan.
We wanted to use items around the house that had acid in them because we knew from our other research that acid in the vinegar is what causes the eggshell to dissolve.
We are going to see what household items can dissolve an eggshell, and if it can, what item dissolves the quickest. We also wanted to see if any of the items we dissolve the shells in cause the membrane of the egg to become weaker.
We have come up with 4 items to dissolve the eggshells in that contains an acid.
Barkeeper's Friend, Amine 400, which is a very powerful weed killer. RC Cola, because we researched what soda has the most acid in, and RC Cola was listed on top. Orange juice, and then of course vinegar.
We are using store-bought eggs. We have picked eggs packaged from the same company on the same date.
We're going to place an egg in a jar with the items that contain acid. Each household item will have 3 jars. We thought we should do this so we have some backup eggs in case one of them breaks.
Label each jar so we know that the egg is sitting in. Then close the lid tight and sit and watch what happens.
We are only going to give the egg 5 days in each jar to try to dissolve their shell. At the end of the 5 days, we are going to see what household item took the eggshell off the quickest.
For the eggs that the shell dissolved on, we are then going to compare the strength of the membrane to see if any of the household items weakened or strengthened the membrane.
Our control group for the experiment will be the eggs we set in the vinegar. We have chosen this group to be control group because we know for a fact vinegar will dissolve the eggshell. We have watched several videos on YouTube and read a couple of web pages that shows how to do this experiment.
So all the eggs we have sitting in the other household chemicals will be compared to the eggs sitting in vinegar, and all the membranes will also be compared to the membranes of the eggs soaked in vinegar.
Let's get started.
Okay, so now we are going to add vinegar with the eggs as our
We now have all the eggs in the jars with the chemicals and have labeled each jar. We decided that it would be best to have a vinegar egg to go with each household egg. We will place a vinegar egg next to each household egg. We thought we should do this so the control group and experiment group eggs are sitting on the same area. That way the eggs will have the same amount of sunlight and will stay the same temperature.
For my hypothesis, I think the weed killer will have the strongest acid, so it will dissolve the eggshell the best out of the 4 chemicals. And bartender's friend will have the strongest cell membrane because it is one of the strongest acids out of the 4 chemicals.
My hypothesis is I think the weed killer will dissolve the egg the fastest, and then I think dissolve the egg the fastest because it has the most acid in it, and then I think the RC Cola will keep it the strongest because there's not as much acid in there, so it won't dissolve the membrane as much.
Now we sit and watch. We will take pictures of the eggs every 12 hours to show progress. Because we videoed this at Trent's house, the eggs are going to stay here. Trent is going to send me the pictures daily so I can watch what is happening.
I'm going to change the vinegar and household chemical out in the jar every 24 hours. We want to do this so the eggs sit in fresh chemicals. See you in a couple of days.
Okay, so we're gonna leave all the eggs with chemicals in here in the garage for 5 days and keep the garage closed, and we're gonna take the chemicals with the pitchers and leave them in here.
The way we are keeping track of them is we labeled them. We labeled each egg with the control group of the egg. This way, when we take the pictures, take the pictures or changing the chemicals, we don't get them confused.